Superintendent Harrison discussed violence in the family and suggested that it is an issue in the Muslim community as well as across all New Zealand families. He reported that up to 85% of family violence cases reported to police have a female victim, and listed a range of initiatives the police have to improve response to family and sexual violence. Youth offending is not out of control, according to Sergeant Harrison. Quote, "We are not plagued by vicious gangs of violent young offenders, and New Zealand is not a haven for criminal youth," he said. Of the approximately 760,000 young people who get up and go to school every day, about 4% come to police attention. Issues involving youth are dealt with through the youth justice system.
For us to be successful, our ability to know your needs, know your concerns, and then make our services meet those needs and concerns, we would never be able to do that if we didn't have forums like this. This is the start, I think, of many that we will have to enable us to better understand what you need from your police service.
Superintendent Harrison also spoke about the Crime Substituted Section 59 Amendment Act, better known as the anti-smacking legislation. The amendment removes the defence of using reasonable force against a child for the purpose of correction or domestic discipline, and provides clarity around what reasonable force may be used for other purposes, such as protecting a child from harm, providing normal care, and preventing the child harming others. He said the outcomes of 2 reviews have shown that the fears that the anti-smacking law would lead to the unnecessary prosecution of parents and the removal of children from their homes is unfounded. Sergeant Naidoo discussed the police ethnic strategy and said one of the outcomes of this strategy is that culturally appropriate strategies are implemented with ethnic communities that increase community safety, prevent and reduce crime, road trauma, and victimisation. He elaborated on several initiatives that were developed by the police to support the implementation of the ethnic strategy. Some of these initiatives include the development and use of a multilingual phrasebook that includes common everyday phrases in 42 different languages to assist frontline police officers when communicating with people who have English as their second language. A religious book to provide information to help police frontline officers gain basic awareness and understanding of religious diversity, including Maori spirituality, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, Islamic, Jewish and Sikh faiths, and ethnic training for police recruits, including hate crime training.
Forum that you put together, Stakeholder Forum, you've extended an invitation for us to come. And as we have come through, we say, your home today, to accept your invitation, we would then like to extend a reciprocal invitation to the Federation and invite you into Police National Headquarters. We would then like to sit down with you and have you look at our police ethnic strategy, see where you can assist us in making some positive engagement with the Muslim community. We would then further like to take that to a local district level and see within your local areas what are your issues. Are you being harassed? Do you have issues with family violence, youth, verbally, from today's on youth and women? Then we'd like to sit down and give you some concrete outcomes. And at the end of it, a year later, we can stand here and be held accountable for what we promised you and what we have delivered. Changemakers Association here in Wellington has a motto, nothing about us should be discussed without us. So the same way, we would not like to see us making any initiative regarding the Muslim community without you sitting around the table and at least having a voice. So thank you very much for your patience. Apologies.
Mike Green spoke on some of the foreign policies of New Zealand with respect to Islamic countries, including 1. New Zealand's support of multilateralism and its work through the UN to try and foster peace in the Middle East. 2. New Zealand has a new foreign policy focused on intercultural and interfaith dialogue. 3. New Zealand's belief in a lasting peace in the Middle East that will require the Palestinian issue to be resolved.
I think if you look at press statements from ministers' offices, if you look at voting in the United Nations and statements we make there, I think you'll find we speak out quite strongly on those issues. The difference is that they don't have quite the same profile as Tibet, which was a sudden eruption, whereas the Israeli-Palestine issue has been going on for 60 years, and I think it has to be really major for people to see it in quite the same light as Tibet.
4. New Zealand engagements with Islamic countries in the Middle East, Asia and in reconstruction in Iraq and Afghanistan. The free trade negotiations and other initiatives between New Zealand and Indonesia and Malaysia. According to Mike, these foreign policies help to create a stable environment both internally and externally for strong families to thrive. The fourth session of the forum was chaired by Major Abdul Latif Smith and was sub-themed Building Healthy and Educated Communities. Karen Sewell, Chief Executive, Ministry of Education, Margie Appiah, Deputy Director General, Sector Capability and Innovation Directorate, Ministry of Health, and Deb Hurdle, Manager of Push Play, the Sports and Recreation of New Zealand Association, SPARC, addressed the forum at this session. Karen Sewell spoke on the importance of education in building a strong community and the necessity of providing new ways of giving children education that is relevant for their life today. Karen observed that, quote, young people are more successful when schools engage with their families and education is made relevant and fun, end quotes. Education is a life experience involving schools, community and families sharing a common vision for children on how to make them successful, compassionate and responsible to themselves and others.
A common vision. That vision is for our children to be successful as people we would like them to be compassionate, responsible toward themselves and others, and confident to face the challenges of their future. So I leave you with that challenge as we embark on this journey together. Kia kaha ki te Māori, kia manunui, kia tō, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Margie Appiah used a model to discuss the health needs of an individual and the role the district health boards play in providing health care to the community. She discussed health strategies such as healthy eating to improve nutrition and health in the community, and advised communities to try to connect to their district health boards in order to improve the health of their communities.
Connect with your district health board, your primary healthcare organisation, has been quite key organisations that will help you to ensure that and giving them your advice on how they can deliver their services better to meet the needs of your community is a really key factor.
I think, there are some people out there who think, well, yes, sport's a great thing, we all want to watch our various sporting heroes do well, but for many it's a distraction. It's a distraction from the commitments we have to our family, it's a distraction from the commitments we have to our work, and it's something that's seen as maybe somewhat frivolous, something that we don't have time for. But I'd like to suggest to you today that that's not the case, and that in fact sport and recreation in New Zealand, for the Muslim community as for any other community, are vital for the actual cornerstones of our society. Some of the areas that sport and physical recreation have a key part to play are around health, education and social cohesion. All of those things are important for your communities and for your integration into the New Zealand community.
Deb Hurdle discussed the importance of sports and recreation in building healthy individuals and communities. Quote, sports improves health, provides education and social cohesion, end quotes. Deb listed a number of health issues that are helped by physical activities and used the sayings, a child of sport is a child out of court, and a family that plays together stays together, to underscore the importance of sports in building healthy families and communities.